All right, Abdurrashid Sahab. Perhaps your questions will agitate other people's minds as well.
So I have a lot of questions, in fact, but I don't know. I mean, I will ask small ones, sir. You know. Well, there are multifarious subjects. That's why I don't know which one to pick up sometime. Talking about these alamat on the Holy Quran Sharif, these zabar, zair, pesh. Apparently we can call them punctuations. I don't know whether that's the right word or not. Could you kindly give us history when these started? Apparently when the Holy Quran was revealed, they were without alamat and they were put in later on. Could you kindly give us some detail on this, please?
You know, alamat is a word which is not truly depictive of these signs which you read, you find in the Holy Quran. In Arabic, there are two types of symbols, but they are expressed by the same signs. Some are called inflections, and they are called rafa, nasab and jar. And there are others which are just the signs of indications of vowels, and they are called zamma, fatah and kasra. Now apparently all these are indicated, both these sets are most often indicated by the same signs. Zabar with a dash on the top of a letter, zair with a dash underneath the letter, and zamma, a rounded hook-like sign. So most often people don't differentiate what they stand for. Zamma would be most often indicated by that hook-like sign which is called pesh. But zamma is something different, and what was the other term? Rafa. Rafa is different. Rafa is a state of subjectiveness, and these signs indicate that state. For instance, somebody strikes at someone else. The person who strikes is in a state of subjectiveness, and the person who is stricken is in the state of objectiveness. So in Arabic you will say Zaraba Zaidun Bakran. Zaidun, there are two signs of zamma, but here when you ask the state, these signs stand for the state of rafa. They will not be called zammas there. Any grammarian who knows the subject, he would say this is in a state of rafa. But if one word is single by standing by itself, and it has no state to it, and you again put a zamma over it, that would be called zamma. That would not be a state, while the signs are the same. So as far as the Arabic, the text of the Holy Quran is concerned, it was never without these signs, because the Arabs knew them, and they were not. It was not required for the Arabs to show these signs in calligraphy. Because they spoke like it, they knew what the subjective state is and what the objective state is, and so on and so forth. So no Arab who understands the Holy Quran, I'm not talking of the Arabs of today, they begin to make mistakes now because Arabic has deviated from the original path a little bit. But in the older days, it was impossible for an Arab not to read the sign correctly and not to understand its state. So in original calligraphy, it was not required that all these signs should appear in matter or in black and white, and it was understood already, like the Egyptian scripts of the Holy Quran, even today, many quite often do not show these signs. They think it's unnecessary. All the early century scripts of the Holy Quran also lack these signs, not that they were added later on. What your question is wrong here. They were revealed with the Holy Quran because Hadhrat Jibreel, when he revealed these verses to Hadhrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he always used some inflections, and they were there all the time. And when Hadhrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam pronounced these words, he always pronounced with some inflections. So it's impossible to pronounce any language without inflections, because they stand for vowels. You can't pronounce consonants alone without giving them some turn here or there, and that is called inflection, which is indicated by vowels in many languages. So they are sort of vowels, but there are other vowels as well, which are indicated by alif, waw and ye, and they also indicate the rafa state or the nasab state or the jar state according to the Arab laws, and they are always indicated in letters. So these three vowel sounds, because they were indicated by letters and they could not be omitted, they are present right from the beginning. They were never inserted later on. But the other inflective signs, which I have just mentioned, Zamma, Fatha and Kasra, these three signs were added later on because it was feared that the Ajamis, the non-Arabs, who would naturally recite the Holy Quran, because it was the duty of every Muslim to recite the Holy Quran. If these signs were not mentioned, not indicated, then perhaps they would pronounce them wrongly. Now, the pronunciation in Arabic is highly important, much more so than any other language in the world, because these inflections indicate states. They are not just sound values, they indicate states. In English, for instance, if you pronounce English as English, it won't make any difference. I have heard some people pronounce English like this, some speak English in the Punjabi language and so on and so forth, some in Pashto, but the meaning remains the same. But in Arabic, it would make a great difference if instead of saying Zaraba Zaidun Bakran, you say Zaraba Zaidan Bakrun, it would mean a completely different thing. The first inflections tells us that Zaid is the beater of Bakr. He beat him. And if you remove Zamma from one place and remove it to the other, there it will indicate not as Zamma, but it would indicate the Rafi state, which means he is the subject and the first one has become the object. So it will completely transform the meaning. This is why in the Holy Quran you find at some places warnings, and some scripts in Indo-Pakistan also indicate that if you make a mistake there, you will become a Pakka Kafir. Now, if intentionally you do that, yes, you become a Kafir. But by mistake you don't become a Kafir, but it's a very bad mistake. And those mistakes are at places where the subject is turned into object, where Allah has to be the subject. If he is turned into an object and the servant is turned into a subject, then the meanings are completely reversed. So it categorically states in some versions of the Holy Quran and in some scripts of the Holy Quran in the Indo-Pakistan subcontinent, that if you make a mistake here, you will become a kafir. That is the reason. This is why these inflections are highly important, and that is exactly why they were later on began to be shown, because earlier